Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a Merry Christmas Eve today. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. We are going to be reacting to how to have a very British Christmas. Now, I've learned a little bit about British Christmas last year, but it was really just some of the main differences between the US and the UK. It really wasn't about how to have a British Christmas, which is what I want to discover here. And Lindsay really don't know anything about British Christmas at all, do you?
I know, well, only because we were Cynthies, but I know they do Christmas crackers.
Yeah, but you've never really understood exactly when they do them, how they do them, things like that. And I really don't either exactly. So hopefully they'll cover that. She'll cover that in this video. But yeah, guys, I'm sure you can still hear it. We're both still a little bit hoarse. Our voices still aren't back. We're hoping to do some try videos in the next few days. Keep a lookout for that. My sense of taste is probably at an 8. What's your sense of taste now? 7 or 8, I'd say for me.
My sense of taste is pretty much back.
But my sense of smell, I can't smell anything for some reason. I can taste things pretty well, but I can't smell anything. I think your sense of smell is back, isn't it?
Smells back.
It's just your voice then.
Yeah.
Energy, feel good?
I'm coughing so much. I'm really hoarse.
But. Yeah. So we're going on like over 2 weeks now. What is the day? I don't even know. But yeah, we're going on over 2 weeks now, so this is kind of crazy. Normally doesn't last this long. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and jump into this and see how to have a British Christmas.
Father Christmas, setting off explosives at the dinner table. These may seem crazy to you, but they're perfectly normal behaviour at a British Christmas, or as we sometimes call it, Crimbo. Here are 10 Christmas traditions that never made it to America. Letters to Father Christmas. In America, kids write letters to Santa and put them in the mailbox, but in England, we toss them straight in the fire. We're not trying to make children cry. Burning the letters sends them directly to the North Pole, where Santa can read.
It sounds like it would send it to hell. Where does the logic come in that you throw it in the fire and it goes to the North Pole?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, we're going to send these letters to hell.
That's just what comes to mind.
Yeah, but that is interesting. Like, what about burning them? I guess the ashes just magically go to burn and going through the chimney and go to the North Pole or something. Let us know in the comments, guys. Where did that tradition begin? But yeah, like in the U.S., I don't know. Did I ever write? I'm sure I probably did at some point as a kid.
Yeah, when you're really little.
But I don't really remember that. It's not something that I think is really huge, is it?
I mean, it depends on the family.
Yeah,
Some families are more like around here. People are really into holidays.
Yeah, yeah.
And we actually have a theme park close by called Holiday World.
Mm-hmm.
And they have, it's called in Santa Claus, Indiana, actually. And they have at the post office there a mailbox for you to put letters in to ship.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And they have a special postmark that they'll stamp the letters for the kids. And
yeah, but the interesting thing is Holiday World is closed during the winter. So you're actually doing that like during the summer or maybe in the fall. You're actually sending a letter to Santa. Father Christmas,
any time
whatever.
of year, really.
Yeah, so, but did you hear that? Father Christmas. So that's definitely different. We do not say Father Christmas here, generally speaking. Is Santa Claus or is
Santa.
Read your Christmas wishes in the smoke. Yes, it may seem a little weird, but it does save on postage. Hanging stockings. American children traditionally hang stockings around the fireplace for Santa to fill with presents, but in the UK we hang stockings around the bed. Being surrounded by presents is a great way to wake up on Christmas morning.
That's a good idea.
A great way to let Father Christmas, a total stranger who's been watching you all year, get really close to your sleeping body. Sweet dreams. Also, instead of leaving out milk and cookies for Father Christmas, we leave him brandy and a mince pie because he is a grown-up. Christmas.
Oh, wow. Brandy and a mince pie. That's really interesting. Here, it was always cookies and milk. Was that your thing too? Cookies and milk?
I mean, my family wasn't really that big into the Santa Claus thing.
Right.
I remember like when I was really little, probably 2, 3, doing it a couple times, but other than that, we don't really.
But don't you think that is the traditional, like most people is milk and cookies for some reason? And it's true. It's like, he's not a kid. Like, it's interesting. Like, I didn't even think about it like that.
It's more about what the parents here would want to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Milk and cookies.
Yeah. What was the other thing she just said there? Oh, yeah. Like
the stocking.
Like, that's interesting. How do the parents sneak in to put stuff in the stockings around their kids while they're sleeping?
Or do they
pre-pack them?
Or, okay, wait. So in the UK, I'm assuming the stockings are filled by Santa.
That's what it sounded like.
Here, I feel like it's more of a parent thing.
Right, it is, definitely.
So, but yeah, that would be hard to do if your kid's in there sleeping.
Yeah, like you sneak in and you hope you don't wake up. I guess
Yeah, hopefully they're not a light.
You got to be dressed up in order to do it with a beard on.
Also, I feel like it's strange here because a lot of houses don't have fireplaces.
Yeah.
So, like, our house doesn't have a fireplace.
Crackers. A cracker may not seem like the most festive thing to serve on Christmas dinner, but these are not the type of crackers that you put cheese on. A Christmas cracker is a brightly decorated cardboard tube filled with fun prizes. When grabbed and pulled apart, a tiny explosive inside makes a loud cracking noise, hence the name. Inside the cracker is usually a cheesy plastic prize, a paper crown, and a terrible joke. Why are ghosts so bad at lying? Because you can see right through them. I'm so sorry.
I think that is a fun tradition, though.
That is fun, yeah.
We actually were sent
Yeah, we're
Christmas
excited
crackers,
to use them.
but I
We're
don't know.
not doing like a traditional Christmas dinner this year.
Not until we're going.
So-
But the thing is, like when we're around your family, I don't know if they'll want to be filmed. But I don't know. We'll see. But
We're gonna do them.
yeah, we're gonna do
Probably not
them.
in the traditional sense.
Yeah, because
But we're excited to use them.
yeah, but I just think that's a fun tradition. It's exciting. It's fun. It's just like you get this little prize. You get a funny joke. Corny joke sounds like, but
You know what's interesting? The last couple of years, I've seen an increase in things in our stores that are more British.
like what?
Like now I'm seeing Christmas crackers.
Really?
in our store. Like, yeah, there's a store called TJ Maxx that I went in the other day. And I only recognized them because we were sent them. But yeah, they're selling Christmas crackers here now and Advent's more.
Really?
So, yeah, it's interesting.
That is interesting.
I wonder why so recently. Maybe the social media, people see it.
Maybe. I mean, like I said, the Christmas cracker is definitely a fun tradition. The Advent calendars are a fun tradition. And these are things that we normally don't do in the U.S. And now I know that Advent calendars now have existed. Some families do them. But they're not something that I ever grew up with. Did you ever? So, I mean, like, I don't know if it's just
More recent.
I think I have a feeling that if you go up into the Northeast, into like up into New Hampshire and stuff,
Massachusetts.
you're going to find more of these type of traditions like the Advent calendars and things
Because
like
they're
that.
closer to
It's quote unquote New England.
Yeah.
So maybe that has something to do with it.
that would be interesting to look into.
I don't know. But I just have a feeling a lot of these types of traditions, it seems like Northeast areas are serious about their holidays more than the Southern areas, in my opinion.
Maybe.
Like growing up, holidays, I mean, like you have the occasional person that's really into holidays, but, for the most part, I don't feel like growing up the way I did, we were like really into holidays or anything. It wasn't like something over the top.
I wonder if it has to do with weather, too.
Yeah, it
Because
could.
in the South, it's warmer. You don't get much
Right.
snow.
And so, like, if
You
you're
don't feel as Christmassy.
right, if you're in, like, imagine being in Miami in Christmas and like,
It would be weird.
are you really going to feel that into the season
Probably
as much as you would if, say, you were in New Hampshire?
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, it just makes sense. But
Christmas hats.
Christmas
Inside
hats.
the Christmas cracker are colourful paper hats that it is absolutely mandatory to wear.
Yes!
In fact, 90%
This is
of
my
Christmas arguments stem from trying to make your grumpiest relative put their paper crown on. The other 10%
on.
comes from playing Monopoly because there are some Christmas traditions that we share.
I hate Monopoly.
Unfortunately.
I hate
Christmas
Monopoly.
did she say unfortunately?
Yes.
About-
Monopoly is like the worst board game
No,
ever.
Monopoly is the absolute best board game in the history of mankind.
Ew.
I don't.
It takes way too long.
I know you. I wish she loved Monopoly because it is my favorite board game. I would play that game every week. I love it. But I don't have anybody that wants to play with me. But guys, you know what to love my hats? I'm cool with the hat, dude. I'd be the first to put that paper hat on and rock it. I'd rock that paper hat. And
We're gonna get a picture.
okay, I feel special wearing my little paper hat. All right,
Dinner.
Christmas
okay.
dinner. I mean, which most people do, but I know there's definitely some differences here.
Dinner. A British Christmas dinner is just as big a feast as an American one. The main dish is usually roast turkey, often surrounded by bacon-wrapped chipolatas, which are mini pork sausages. Bacon-wrapped miniature pork sausages, now that's a tradition that you Americans should get behind. We serve the turkey with roast potatoes and veggies, traditionally Brussels sprouts, which are gross, but it's tradition, so we eat
No, they're not gross.
We have
Brussels sprouts are good.
gravy to smother everything in, and something called bread sauce, which isn't a sauce to put on bread, but a sauce that's thickened with bread, which looks a little lumpy but tastes delicious. Then we eat until we can't move and watch telly until we pass out. Sound familiar?
It sounds like Thanksgiving to me.
Well, growing up, that was how Christmas was.
Yeah, no, like it is true. Like,
Just depends on the family.
I will say this: growing up, my family did have huge Christmas lunches usually, or was it dinner? I don't remember. We had huge Christmas meals. I can't remember. Did we? I think we did both. But Thanksgiving was always the one that was like, my goodness, it was massive. The meals that you had there were
Probably
like insane.
It was the first one.
Yeah,
Of the year.
and after that one, the matriarchs of the family did not
I
want
don't know.
to
I feel like
do all that cooking anymore.
in my family when I was younger, they were both equally huge.
But the
I
sad,
had a really big family though. So
right? But the sad thing is now it's not.
I know it's kind of died out.
Like there's a lot less people. Like when I was growing up, there was a lot more of us, and then now it's like we probably have a quarter of the amount of family we once had.
Yeah.
And so and when you have that happen,
It makes it totally different.
it makes it hard. And then a lot of times the ones that you have left, you're spread out in different areas. Like for example, I live, I don't even know, I live 15 hours away from my family. So I don't even see them on Christmas. There, it's hard to get everybody together. And then at your family, so many people no longer are around that everything's just smaller. And so when you get like that, it's just much harder to have a big Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because it's a lot to take on for one or two people to do it all.
Right. But those were fun experiences.
Yeah.
But
I miss it.
bread, what did they say? Bread sauce? Mm-hmm. That's something I
Sounds
don't know.
like kind of like a gravy.
Bread. Yeah.
Doesn't sound very good to me. I gotta be honest.
I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe it is.
Do you like gravy? I don't know if you like gravy.
I only like it in a couple of instances, but
Yeah.
it's not my favorite thing.
I like the good gravy every once in a while. I don't want to pour it on a lot of stuff. I just want it on some mashed potatoes, pretty much it. I don't want it on anything else, really.
Christmas pudding. Americans love to have their pumpkin and pecan pies for Christmas dessert.
Pecan.
But in the UK, we have Christmas pudding. This is a very dense, boiled cake flavored with dried fruit and spices. It's then soaked in alcohol, aged for several months, boiled again, soaked in alcohol again, and then set on fire. Come to a British Christmas, we soak everything in alcohol and then light it on fire. The royal...
Hold on. That is not what I pictured. Where's it at? Where's that picture? I don't know where'd it go. There it is. That is not what I picture when I think of a Christmas pudding.
I mean,
Is it to you? Is that what you pictured?
well, we've been sent them, so I looked at the package.
Yeah, but that's not what I picture.
I picture like a fruitcake.
No, I picture it like I know it's kind of like more of the cake texture than what we would consider a pudding, right? Mm-hmm. But I thought it was still something that's like, instead of like a cake on a plate like that, I thought it would be like you just eat it out of a bowl, or you get a spoonful and put it on your plate or something
No, I
like
think
that.
you cook it and then you dump it out of the container.
Okay.
And then you're supposed to put like heavy cream on it or whipped cream or something.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
That's heavy cream?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're planning on trying that soon.
Yeah.
Because we've been sent several, so.
Yeah, like...
I figure this is the best time of year to try it.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that we're getting our taste buds back, I think we can. So, yay. I'm really interested in trying that. Fun fact, I haven't had much experience with fruitcakes, right? And I've only
had a negative experience.
Right, me too. Like fruitcakes that we've had in the U.S. Haven't been the best thing. Okay, so I'm hoping that the Christmas pudding will be a better experience than that.
I hope so.
But the thing I'm curious about when it comes to the Christmas pudding is the alcohol. Now, granted,
I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of alcohol-based desserts. Me neither. So I'm curious. I I'm obviously going to give that a go.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what that's going to be like ultimately.
It's going to be really strong.
It's going to have that bitter alcohol taste.
It's safe for kids to eat, so I'm
No,
assuming
yeah,
it's not.
It will.
Super.
It's going the alcohol cook off, but I'm curious when you have that leftover, when you have that bitterness of the alcohol in there. But maybe the one way I can see that being good is because if you've got the sweetness of like all the fruit and the sugar in the cake itself, bitterness might cut that actually pretty good. So that might be what's going on there. So anyway, we'll figure it out.
On fire. The royal Christmas message. That's right. Every Christmas Day, Her Majesty the Queen gives a holiday speech reflecting on the events of the past year. We all sit around pretending to pay attention, but secretly carrying on with whatever it was we were doing before. Think of it as the State of the Union, but with much more gold. Boxing Day.
She did that every year
and now
of her reign.
Going to be King Charles.
I'm guessing. I haven't heard anything about that this year, so
well, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming he continued it. Yeah, I think he probably did. I mean, because his mother did it literally for every year. I actually did a video where I reacted to her first one and her last one. And because I just wanted, her Christmas message, and I just wanted to see what it was like seeing the first one and the last one together like that, and it was really interesting. It was something like the way I picture it, the best way I can explain it, the way it seems to me, is that for the people in the UK specifically, it was almost like a grandmother wishing you a Merry Christmas every year. That's the way it seemed to me. I mean, early on, it was probably almost like a mother, and then it was almost like a grandmother for a lot of people. Yeah. Because as she got older, but it was just a warm, happy holidays, situation, and then talking a little bit about what had happened in the year, what was going on, and stuff with the country and stuff like that. Boxing Day. I don't really know what Boxing Day is. I've heard of it. I know that Canada celebrates it. I've seen it on their calendar. I think Australia celebrates it. But outside of that, I really don't know what it is. I've heard of it for years because you see it on the calendar. You see it on American calendars as well.
Sometimes.
But we don't celebrate Boxing Day, whatever it is.
No.
So, yeah.
Boxing Day is the day after Christmas Day. Its origins are debatable. Some say that it's a day when workers would receive a box of gifts from their bosses. Others say that it's a day when people would box up gifts for the poor. But the main thing that happens on Boxing Day nowadays is shopping. It's kind of like our Black Friday, only nobody gets trampled to death.
Okay, that makes much more sense.
Yeah.
To do... Honestly, I think the smart thing to do is celebrate Christmas after Christmas and buy your gifts when everything goes on clearance.
Right,
because like immediately after.
Because if it is like our Black Friday, then they obviously mean there's a lot of deals and whatever. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the UK also celebrates Black Friday to a lesser extent than we do here in the U.S.
Honestly, nowadays, though, it's not that big a deal in the U.S. Like, I feel like,
it's not.
The deals aren't good.
You might have saw this, too, where someone went into a Target and they would go up and it said
the sign and
they would remove the sign and it was same price, but it was saying Black Friday deal, and it was the exact same price. Now you can get some good deals online, but I would never go and do the whole.
They're still not that good.
No, they're not. But you can find some decent deals.
Yeah.
Like
definitely end of year clearance is what's up there.
They like all the phone companies around here, like Verizon, for example, was like. Get a new iPhone on us. And then you look at it, it's like, dude, you're making me pay $50 a month for it for the next 3 years or whatever, 4 years. You're actually paying more after you pay off every month. How is that on you? Like literally, it was just lies, all of it. I've never done the Black Friday
thing. I really haven't either. But my question is, why is it after Christmas? Like, why is it not before? Or
I don't know.
It almost
that makes me think that it probably was to give gifts to workers and whatnot, because you come back from Christmas the day after. You're probably off on Christmas. You come back the day after, and Happy Boxing Day.
I could see that. Yeah.
Pantomime. Every year around the Christmas halls, pretty much every theatre in the country puts on a pantomime. These are
pantomime. Have you ever heard of that?
I have, but I don't know the exact definition. And it reminds me of mimes, like the
Yeah, I think I've heard the word, but I have no idea what this is. Never heard of it like in a way where it's been explained to me what this is. I have no idea what this is.
Plays for kids based on fairy tales such as Cinderella and Aladdin, involving a lot of high camp, cross-dressing, and audience interaction. They're normally starring jaded celebrities, so if the idea of seeing David Hasselhoff in a dress excites you, you should definitely check one out. Taking down the Christmas tree. We Brits believe that the Christmas tree and decorations should be taken down within 12 days of Christmas, otherwise you'll have bad luck for the rest of the year. This is maybe a tradition that Americans should consider adopting. I've certainly seen people keep their old, brown, dry, withered Christmas trees until almost the 4th of July.
Okay, that's definitely not the norm here.
The major differences between British and American Christmases. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more episodes, and let us know in the comments what you think is the most important part of a proper British Christmas. Happy Crimbo!
Okay, I want to know where the term crimbo comes from.
Oh man,
To me,
I
it
think.
sounds like jumbo or something.
Hey, Jumbo.
Yeah. No.
Wait, what am I thinking of?
Mambo.
Oh, hey, Mumbo.
Jumbo is an African word for hello, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I wonder where crimbo comes from.
Oh man, I think I learned this. I think someone in the comments section last year told me that,
Probably.
and I can't remember now. Let us know, guys. Where does crimbo, the word crimbo, come from? But I would say that, obviously Christmas is done fairly similar in a lot of ways in the U.S. and the U.K., but there are definitely some major differences as we see here. Overall, I feel like the U.K. takes Christmas a little more seriously than the U.S. does. I think this is a holiday that they definitely go all out on in a way. I think this is something that's real important to a lot of families. And I think it's just the tradition aspect of it. Everybody comes in, eats that really huge meal, does the... That's another question I have. Where did the Christmas crackers start? You know what I mean? Like, where did that start?
That would be probably an interesting story.
Like, who all of a sudden
invented that?
said, I'm gonna
put a firework.
firecracker in a tube of cardboard or paper. We're gonna pop it open. And some paper hats are gonna come out. Like, that's interesting to me. Like, where it's always interesting to me to think about where all the different traditions came from. Like a lot of these traditions go back, many thousands of years to,
And they've obviously evolved.
Right.
They're not the same as they were originally. But
Right. Yeah. And just the different religions and, spiritual traditions pick up different things from different cultures. And eventually you don't even know where they come from. Like for the Christmas tree, for example, so many different things, where did it come from to, put lights on the outside of your house? Where did that start?
Yeah.
I don't know. All that stuff is really fascinating to me. But the last one, though, I've never seen anybody leave a Christmas tree up till like summer. Have you?
Not a real one, especially.
Well, even a fake one. Have
even
you?
a fake one. I have a family member, but it wasn't a Christmas tree. It was an artificial tree that they decorated differently throughout the year.
They kept it up all year?
Yeah, but that's like an isolated incident.
Do I know this person?
Yes.
I do.
But it's not
Is it a cousin?
the normal thing people do here.
Like, I'm definitely not like a big holiday person. Like, I like them enough. They're just like, I could take or leave most holidays. They're not really something. What I like about holidays really is just kind of some of the traditions that I don't have as much access to anymore. Like when I would go and go to my grandparents and have a good meal and meet with the family and stuff like that. And they're long gone. So I can no longer do that. So a lot of what was available to me growing up is no longer available. And so it's like those traditions kind of just fall by the wayside. And then the traditions...
You can keep it on.
No, you can, but they change so much, and it's just sad when you lose the matriarchs and the patriarchs of your family. And it really,
But it's supposed to be handed down.
Right. But
and it's not being.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing when that is handed down to the next generation to take over, but when that isn't done properly, everything starts falling apart and holes start getting in the traditions. And then if you're not careful, all the traditions your family had basically disappear.
Yeah.
And, I think we've seen that to a certain extent in both our families. Maybe not fully, but we've definitely seen that the traditions and it's something we need to be careful of because we need to, Sophia, for example, to
I
have
would
some
love
of these.
to have more family traditions and be intentional about that and continue things on, new things even.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, guys,
Share in the comments what your favorite holiday tradition is with your family. Give us some ideas on things maybe we want to incorporate.
yeah, we're open to really new, cool traditions. Maybe the Christmas crackers might be something that we start doing on a yearly
I could
basis.
see that, yeah.
I think that's really
Especially
fun.
now that they sell them here.
Yeah, right. Stuff like that. The advent calendars. Now that Sophia's experienced that,
Yeah, that's going to be a thing she wants to do every year.
yeah, and so there might be others out there. Some of these that we heard here might be something we would want to incorporate, and for Sophia at least. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments and suggestions about this video or others, and don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey to discover our British and Irish ancestry. And please, please have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Bye.